This is our patient, Mrs. Jane Doe. Roughly about 8 months ago, she got a skin graft because she was in a house fire that burned a significant part of her body, including her arms and her legs. She was very insecure, which caused her to get the skin graft. She wanted to look normal again, and she lived in Oklahoma where she originally got it. And then about 3 months later, she started experiencing symptoms. So our patient, Jane Doe, originally lived in Oklahoma, and that's when she was in the fire, and that's when she had to get the skin transplant. She, roughly around 4 to 5 months after the surgery, she started having the symptoms of frequent headaches, weight loss, and very high blood pressure. And she went to multiple doctors, and they could not figure out what was happening with her, so she kind of just let it be. She ended up moving to Colorado, came to the hospital, and saw a few more doctors. And we put her on medications for her headaches and her high blood pressure, and we found out that she was allergic to acetaminophen, and that's what we originally thought what was wrong with her. Okay, Miss Jane, we're gonna get you ready for your MRI and your CT. Okay, Miss Jane, we're back to your room. You're gonna have to wait about an hour or two to get those test results back, but as soon as we get those back, I will bring them right to you. I originally decided to get an MRI for Jane Doe for her frequent headaches, and as you can see, we found these large spaces in here. We don't necessarily know what they are from because it cannot be caused from her allergy of acetaminophen, so we do have to run more tests to see what these empty spaces could be.
This is what was shown from her MRI, and you can clearly see the two large spots that are beginning to form in Mrs. Doe's brain.
So this is a diagram of Jane Doe, and this was her brain before her skin graft. So as you can see, the brain is perfectly healthy, perfectly normal, and after a couple weeks of getting her skin graft, she came to the doctors and they took an MRI and everything, and she had little holes in her brain. They were very tiny, but the texture of her brain was completely different. It was softer, it was smaller. These grooves on her brain were gone, and it was just completely like bumpy and just holes everywhere. And then after the 5 months, she came to us and we got her MRIs and everything, and we saw 2 empty spaces in her frontal lobe. So there was 2 right here on both sides of the brain, and the grooves and everything were completely gone. Her brain was way smaller than before. It was completely smooth except the little dots somewhere, and then the 2 complete empty spaces right here in her brain.
We originally believed it to be early onset dementia due to the extreme amount of similarities, but over time her condition rapidly decreased. We attempted many treatments, but unfortunately only 8 months after she originally came to us, she passed away. These are some images from her MRIs over the 8-month period, but her family wanted more answers and asked us to proceed to do an autopsy. After sending her for the autopsy, we further learned that she had Creutzfeldt-Jakobs disease.
What is Creutzfeldt-Jakobs disease? Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease is a rare neurodegenerative brain disease that rapidly progresses. It is caused by infectious proteins called prions. It creates holes in the brain that resemble sponge, which causes symptoms of dementia. It occurs in 1 to 2 people per million worldwide. There are 4 types of CJD. Sporadic, which occurs for an unknown reason. Familial, which is inherited through a genetic mutation. Acquired, which is transmitted through medical equipment or tissue transplants, just like our patient Jane Doe. Then variant CJD, which is a rare form associated with eating cattle that had mad cow disease, otherwise known as BSE.